good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night. Whatever time it is when you're watching this video, what's up with y'all? Today is day 40 of our 60-day discipline challenge. And for today, we will be doing an arm balance and flow. What pose we'll be doing specifically? I'm thinking crow pose. We're going to be doing a crow pose flow. That's going to be the arm balance that we're going to be doing today. So if you guys are ready for that, go ahead and meet me on the mat in a seated position. Alrighty. Take my shoes off, take these Crocs off. Let me sit on the mat. All right, we're making our way down. We're sitting on the mat in our crisscross applesauce position here. And we're just gonna start with some breath work and then some wrist prep. So if you guys are ready for that, go ahead and start with a deep breath in. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out the nose or mouth. We're gonna take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out your nose or mouth. 1 more deep breath here. Inhale with me. And exhale out the nose or mouth. Now with our next inhale, we're going to take our hands, we're going to clasp them together, and we're going to start to roll out the wrist. So I'm going in one direction first. It doesn't matter which way you start. We're going to do both directions anyway. So just take a deep breath with me. And a deep breath out as we continue to roll out our wrist. Inhaling through the nose. And exhaling out the nose or mouth. 1 more breath here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and switch to the opposite direction. So I'm rolling my wrist out counterclockwise now. Inhaling through my nose. And exhaling out the nose or mouth. 1 more breath here. Inhale with me, rolling out the wrist. Exhale, continue to roll out those wrists. As you inhale, go ahead and release your basket. Set your hands on your knees. Breath in. And a deep breath out. Next inhale, start to roll out both the wrists now. We're turning them towards each other so they're going inward like so. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the nose or mouth. 1 more deep breath here. And a deep breath out. With your next inhale, go ahead and switch directions. So now I'm rotating both my wrists in the opposite direction. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm going to read that comment as soon as we're done rolling out our wrists. So let's take another deep breath here. Rolling out the wrist. Inhale with me. Exhale it all out. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and shake the wrist out. Shake it like you're flicking water off the wrist. Just shake, 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 shake. 1 last breath here. Exhale and release. All right, you guys can stay in your seated position. I'm going to walk up, read this comment, and then I'm going to get back on the mat and we can continue where we left off. All right, so let me get up real quick. Let me put my shoes on because y'all, the ground is super wet. Like it was raining all yesterday. Like it looked like it's gonna rain today. Like the ground is wet, so I gotta put my shoes on. But anyway, okay. I'm sorry, I have to like zoom in to really see this. Does that say hello? If that does not say hello, I am so sorry. Like, I apologize. But I hope that says that. But they said hi with the waving hand. Hey, what's up with you? Thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. If all of y'all are wondering what we're doing today, we are doing yoga. We're doing arm balancing yoga. So we're just prepping our wrist first because, like I said, we're going to have our whole body weight like on our wrist down into our crow pose. So we're firstly prepping the wrist, warming up the wrist. And then we're going to do some core work because obviously that is important. Doing any type of lift ups, core work, obvi. We're going to do some hip openers because we got to sink our hips deep when we start in our crow pose. So, hey, just know we got a lot to do, y'all. And we finna get on the mat and do it. But let me read these 2 comments real quick. Okay, Robin got the crying emoji and the game over emoji. Okay, Ayo, thank you for commenting. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all. But let's get back on the mat. so we can continue where we left off. Because, y'all, I'm not trying to get rained out. Okay? I'm not trying to get rained out. So, we're on a schedule here. We got to stick to the schedule. So, let's get back on the mat. Let's go back in our seated position. Now this time what we're going to do, we're actually going to turn towards the front of our mat. So once in your seated position, go ahead and turn around. Face the front of your mat just like so. Go ahead and release your cross. You're going to release that cross so we're not crossing our legs no more. We're in triangle shape with our legs here. We're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. With your next inhale, go ahead and start to activate your core here. Start to pull your abdomen into your spine because you're going to start to lift up our legs as we lean back, starting to balance in our boat pose. So this is our first core exercise of the day. So this is our beginner boat. We're not going to go into fully extended boat. We're just going to start with our beginner boat here. Even my legs are all the way up like so. They're just kind of slightly up. We're just beginning. So we're going to take a deep breath here and a deep breath out. Optional to either like have your hands on your knees, out in front of you, over your chest. Like hand placement is optional. Me personally, I'm just going to like have it like this. And we're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You're going to feel that in your abdomen, okay? But that's what you're supposed to feel. This is a core exercise. You're going to feel that. Let's take another deep breath here and a deep breath out. It burns, y'all. One more breath here. Then as you exhale, go ahead and set your feet down against the mat. Go ahead and sit back up. Set your hands on the mat so we can lower ourselves all the way down to our back. Go ahead and lay down. Use your elbows for support here. Assist your way all the way down to the mat. Keep your legs up in the air like so though. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. With your next inhale, I want you to hug your thighs into your stomach here. Activating the core, squeezing them together. You're not going to use your arms to pull them in. You're going to use your muscles in your core to pull your legs in. So keep them tucked in. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale here and exhale it all out. Deep breath in as you extend the arms over your head, keeping the legs tucked into your core here. You're just extending the arms over the head. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to lift your upper back, lift your neck and head off the mat as you reach your hands forward to tap your toes. You're going to tap your toes here, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to release, lowering back down to the mat, extending over the head, still keeping the legs activated here because we're tucking them into our core. So you're going to keep that tucking going on, keep that activation going on. So now that you know what we're going to do, we're just going to continue. So deep breath in, exhale, sit up, tap the toes, deep breath in, exhale, lower back down. Inhale here, exhale, reach up, tap the toes, inhale here, exhale, lower down, stretched arms overhead, inhale, exhale, reach up to tap the toes, inhale, lower back down, deep breath here, exhale, tap those toes, deep breath in, exhale and release, inhale here, exhale, reach up, tap the toes. This time I want you to stay in your tuck, stay holding on to the toes. Inhale with me, exhale it out, deep breath here, deep breath out, last breath here, exhale and release. Go ahead and release your upper thighs from your abdomen, setting your feet against the mat here. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let me scoot down some so you guys can like fully see my body. All right, anyway, deep breath here and a deep breath out. For our next inhale, I want you to extend your hands out into the sky like so, almost like you're doing a push-up. So you're pushing against the sky here, extending your arms out in front of you, fingertips spread wide, just like so, actively pushing here. Deep breath in and a deep breath out as we pull our feet up from the mat, taking our legs in a 90-degree angle here, still keeping the arms extended. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we're going to lift up the head, lift up the neck, lift up the chest, and start to tap our elbows to our knees here. So go ahead, bring the knees to the elbows. Not the elbows to the knees, bring the knees to the elbows. Take a deep breath here in your crunch. And a deep breath out. Inhale here. Exhale it all out. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you release, lowering your neck and head and upper back against the mat here, keeping your legs and arms extended in the air as well. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lift the head, lift the neck, lift the upper back. Tap elbows to knee here. Hold it. Inhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath here. Exhale, release. Lower the neck, lower the head, lower the upper back. Keep arms extended. Keep legs in the air. Inhale here. Exhale it out. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift the head, lift the neck, lift the upper back. Tap elbows to knees here. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale. And exhale it out. One more breath here. Exhale and release. Lower the neck, lower the head. This time, rest the arms over your chest. Deep breath in, keeping the knees up still. We're not lowering them down to the ground. Inhale here. Exhale it out. One more breath here. Exhale, extend the arms back into the sky. Lift the neck, lift the head, lift the upper back. Tap the elbows to the knees. This time we're going to hold it for 5 breaths. Deep breath with me. And a deep breath out. Inhale here. Exhale it all out. Deep breath through the nose. Deep breath out the nose or mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and release. Lower the neck, lower the head, lower the upper back. Go ahead and extend the arms over your head now, keeping the thighs tucked into the belly here. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and reach up, tap the toes, lift your neck, lift your upper back, lift your head up off the mat. Hold on to your outer edges of your feet here using your hands. Inhale. Exhale it out. Deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and extend the arms over your head, keeping the neck and head and upper back lifted. Extend the legs into boat. Deep breath here. Exhale, tuck and tap. Tuck and tap here. Tap those toes. Still keeping the upper back, neck, and head lifted off the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Release into boat. Inhale here. Exhale and tap back into your crunch. Inhale here. Exhale, release into boat. Inhale here. Exhale and tap. One more breath here. Exhale, release into boat. Hold it for a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale here. Exhale and tap. Go ahead and release your neck and head. Lower the neck and head and upper back towards the mat. Still staying in your tucked position. Inhale here. Exhale it all out. Deep breath in as you start to give yourself a little momentum, rocking back and forth slightly until you are able to fully rock up into your seated boat pose. We're not in a full boat pose yet because our legs are not extended. We're still keeping our legs in this 90-degree angle. Let me scoot back some so you guys can see. We're still keeping our legs in this 90-degree type of angle-ish. It's a little bit wider than 90-degree actually. But we're gonna take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the nose or mouth. 1 more breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and extend the legs out. Inhale here. Exhale it out. 1 more breath here. Exhale, bring the knees back in. Inhale here. Exhale, cross over your ankles and you're going to rock forward, planting your hands on the mat, sitting your legs back into tabletop. Go ahead and readjust here. Let me actually readjust my pants real quick. Whew. All right. Now let's get back into our tabletop. We're going to have our wrists stacked under the shoulders, knees stacked under the hips. We're also going to have our knees hip distance apart. And we're going to push the ground away with our fingertips spread wide. So our fingers are spread wide from each other. And we're going to take a deep breath here. And a deep breath out. Another deep breath in as you tuck your toes. Lift your knees slightly off the mat, just about 1 inch or 2 above the mat. Keeping the core active here. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you twist your knees out to the right, sinking your hips down here. Keeping the hands against the mat. Inhale. Exhale with a little bounce up, twisting the knees out towards the left, sinking the hips back down. Inhale. Exhale, use a little bounce here. Bounce, twisting back towards the right, sending the hips back down. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and try to keep your knees and hips low towards the ground here. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. 1 more time here. Exhale, switch. Deep breath in as you extend to downward dog. Exhale as you paddle out those legs. Deep breath in and a deep breath out, paddling out those legs here. 1 more breath here as we continue to paddle out in downward dog. And as you exhale, go ahead and walk your feet to your hands here. Nice and slow, widen your stance, forward fold. Deep breath here. And a deep breath out. 1 more breath here. And a deep breath out. Go ahead and plant your hands back on the mat here. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and step back to downward dog. Step it back here, reset it. Inhale. Exhale, and stillness in your downward dog. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. 1 more deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend those knees. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Kick your right leg up, 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and step that right foot outside of the right hand. Lower down the back knee. Settle into a lizard's lunge. Deep breath here. And a deep breath out. Inhale here. Exhale it out. Optional to stay here, or optional to deepen the stretch by lower down onto your forearms here, deepening your lizard lunge stretch with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more breath here. If you're on your forearms with an exhale, go ahead and come back up onto your hands, pressing your palms against the mat here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out as you tuck your toe, lift up your back knee. You're going to take your right knee, you're going to pull that back into your chest just like so. Readjust if need be for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you drive that right leg back into downward dog. Inhale here. Exhale as you place that right foot back down into downward dog. Go ahead and power off those legs. Inhale here. Exhale it out, bend those knees. Deep breath in. Exhale, kick the left leg up, three-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale as you step that left foot outside of the left hand, lowering down the back knee to settle into a lizard's lunge on the left side. Deep breath here. And a deep breath out. Inhale with me. And exhale it out. Optional to stay here, or you can lower down onto your forearms to deepen the stretch. Inhale with me. Exhale it out. One more deep breath here. And if you're on your forearms, go ahead and place your palms back on the mat. Press through your palms to tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. Readjust if need be here. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you pull your left knee back into your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, drive it back, three-legged dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out as you set the left foot back down into downward dog. Go ahead, paddle off those legs. Inhale here. And exhale as you walk the feet to your hands, forward fold. Exhale all your breath out here. Inhale. And exhale it all out. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out as you widen your stance about a little bit wider than hip distance, turning your feet outwards at an angle here. Inhale. As you exhale, go ahead and sink the hips down into a malasana here. Go ahead and keep your hands on the mat for support. Optional to bring both hands to prayer here for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the nose or mouth. 2 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the nose or mouth. 1 last breath here. Inhale with me. And as you exhale, go ahead and take your hands, go ahead and plant them on the mat like so. Deep breath in. Deep breath out as you extend those legs, raising your hips back up into forward fold. Go ahead and turn your feet back forward. Inhale here. Exhale it out. 1 last deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring your legs a little bit closer now, about hip distance apart, not too wide, but you don't want your legs side by side. Go ahead and stay in your forward fold here. We're going to prepare ourselves to start practicing our crow. We're not going to lift up, we're just going to practice. So we're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, placing our hands out in front of us just like so, pressing our palms against the mat and keeping our fingers tinted. And what do I mean by that? So you're making a claw hand. Your hand's not flat like this. It's not flat, you're clawing. So you're making little tints here. So go ahead, claw the mat. Make little spider claws with your fingers. Inhale here. Exhale as you bend the knees, bringing your lower abdomen to your upper thighs, shifting down, bringing the legs down here. Stay in your squat for a deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more breath here. Yes?
You start work today.
I know.
You'll be there at 10 o'clock. I'll have you there at 10.
Hey, but anyway, y'all, let's hurry up and finish so I can get ready for work. Anyway, y'all, keep your hands on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you bend those knees, bringing your lower abdomen to your upper thighs. Keep the connection here. This takes a lot of core. I know this takes a lot of core, but deep breath in. Deep breath out here. One more breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and sink all the way down. Ooh, kind of like in a narrower malasana, because we're kind of like in a malasana, but a little bit more narrow. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out here. We're just getting our body used to this position, getting our body used to this low squat, because you got to get used to your hips being this open, being this wide when you're in a crow pose. So get used to this squat right here. Get used to this. Get used to being deep in this squat. Take an inhale with me and a deep breath out. One more deep breath here. And as you exhale, go ahead and readjust here. Meet me in a bird perch. So what do I mean by a bird perch? Basically, we're coming up onto our toes. We're coming up onto our toes. We have the heels lifting up. So the heels of our feet are lifting up off the mat. We're actually sitting on the heels. So we're sitting on our heels here. Kind of like a bird, like a bird on the perch. Bird on the perch here. So we're sitting on our heels. Our legs are a little bit wider apart. They're not side to side by this, so they're a little wider apart. And we're gonna take our hands, we're gonna set them out in front of us, just like so. We're gonna take a deep breath here. Remember, we're keeping the connection, keeping our upper thighs connected to our abdomen. Keep that connection in, so you're kind of like pulling them together. But also, while you're pulling together, focus on also pulling the thighs together as well. So you're pulling your thighs together, squeezing them together, and also squeezing them up towards your core. So remember that those two active forces going on. Extend the arms out in front of you. Fingertips spread out wide. Remember, claw hands here, not fly against the mat, claw hands. You're going to stack your knee a little bit above your elbow or right on your elbow. Everybody's body proportion is different, so how you stack your limbs is going to be different for you, because not everybody's the same. You know, some people might have longer legs, some people might have shorter arms, so like you might have to play around with positioning, stacking your limbs and stuff like that. So me, for my body right now, I like when my knees are a little bit above my elbow or right on top of my elbow, or maybe even higher towards, going towards this area, like right here. This is where I set my knees up. So we set our knees there and you're pressing them against each other. You're pressing them against each other hard, because that's gonna keep you in place. You're gonna take a deep breath in. And we're just gonna stay in the perch. We're not gonna lift up. We're just getting used to this pose right here. Get used to this position. Inhale here. Exhale it out. And if you're feeling a little adventurous, you want to play around, you can start to lift up and lift back down. See, our feet are not leaving the mat. We're practicing raising our hips, leaning forward, shifting our weight into our hands, and then shifting our weight back down. And then once you get more comfortable with that, you can start to lift up the feet, maybe even raise a little, you know, get a little bit of air time here. But if you're not comfortable with that, that's totally okay. Just practice shifting the weight into your hands. You can keep your feet on the mat though. Practice shifting. Keeping your limbs in contact with each other as you shift up and shift back. And we're gonna do that a couple times. Not lifting our feet off the mat yet, just practicing shifting the weight forward. So inhale here. Exhale, pressing our limbs together, shifting forward, shifting back. One more time, inhale here. Pressing the limbs together, shifting forward. And if you're feeling a bit adventurous, you can start to lift up a bit. And you can set back down into your bird perch. If sitting on the bird perch is, you know, doing too much for you, your feet kind of hurt, the arches of your feet kind of hurt, go ahead and sit your glutes all the way down against the mat. If you need a little break from bird perch, if that's too much for you at the moment, just sit down, flap the legs out and butterfly. Just flap it out and butterfly if you need a little break. Flap it out, deep breath here, deep breath out, maybe rock it out, maybe roll it out. Do whatever movements you need to do to feel comfortable, okay? But for those of you guys who want to still keep upping it up a notch, meet me back in bird perch. So let's go back in our bird perch, sitting on our heels, coming up to the balls of our feet. So we're sitting on the heels, up on the balls. Let me step back a little so you guys can see what I'm gonna do. Arms extended out in front of us, palms against the mat, fingertips making claw shape. Spider hand, claw hand here. Not flat against the mat. You want ample mobility. Pressing the knees to the elbow or a little bit above the elbow. You know, play with distance here. Find your perfect distance. Deep breath in, keeping the gaze centered between the thumbs. Inhale here. Exhale as you shift your weight forward, raising the hips a bit, getting comfortable as you shift forward, lifting the feet off the mat. Setting the feet back down on the mat, lowering the hips back down. If you need a rest, sit the glutes against the mat, butterfly it out. Butterfly it out. You need a rest, butterfly it out, rock it out, twirl it out, whatever you need to do. If you need a rest, when you feel ready, go back into bird perch, back into your bird perch. Sitting on your heels, sitting on the heels. Hands extended out in front of us. Fingertips spread wide, gripping the mat, not flat. Hands are making claw shape. Knees are stacked on the elbows or a little bit above the elbow, depending on your body. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale here. Remember, if you're struggling staying up in your crow pose, if you're falling, staying up, remember to keep your core, your lower core, tucked into your upper thigh. So you're bringing them closer together. You're squeezing them together. So practice that. If you're struggling with staying up in crow pose, practice this right here. Stay in your bird perch like this and practice squeezing the thighs up to the abdominal. Practice that. So release them, squeeze them. Squeeze them in. Release them, squeeze them in. So if you're struggling, practice that. Practice squeezing the thighs into your abdominal. And if you need to practice a little bit more with that, practice squeezing the thighs together and into your abdominal. So let me turn this way. So this is what you need to practice if you're struggling with staying up into your crow pose. These are how your legs starting. Squeeze the thighs together, squeeze them up into your core. So remember that. Squeezing them together, squeezing them up. So those are two type of forces going on, and that's what's keeping you up. So yes, you're stacked on your elbows. So yes, you're stacked up, and yes, your alignment does matter, but also the activation of your core matters too, because that's what's really keeping you up there. So if your core is loose, you're gonna have a hard time like staying up. You're gonna keep maybe falling off and slipping off because you're not tucking and tightening everything in. So remember that. Squeeze thighs together, tuck them into core. Squeeze thighs together, tuck them into core. Okay? So let's practice that some more. Let's go back into bird perch. Sitting on the heels, sitting on the heels. Arms extended out in front of you. Fingertips spread wide, grip the mat. We're going to have the knees either on the elbow, a little bit above the elbow, or a little bit higher up on the arm, okay? Like I said, practice whatever practice positions. Everybody's body different. You might need to line it up a little bit different. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Gaze centered here as we shift our weight forward, picking up the hips, shifting our weight into our hands here. Squeezing thighs up, squeezing thighs together, up and together, lifting the feet down. Sit back on your bird perch. All right, we're gonna do that One last time. Let's take 2 breaths here. A little active breath on the bird perch. Inhale. Exhale it all out. One more breath here. All right, now let's get ready to do that one last time. Sitting in my bird perch, extending my arms out in front of me, fingertips spread wide, gripping the mat, stacking my knees on or above my elbow, bending my arms here. Inhale. Exhale as I raise my hips, shifting my weight forward, pressing my palms against the mat here. Stacking my limbs as I squeeze my thighs together. Squeeze my thighs to my core. Pull my feet up. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lower back down. Inhale here. Exhale, send your glutes towards the mat. Extend the legs out in front of you. Set the hands down towards the side. Go ahead. Shake out those legs. Move it out. Inhale here. Exhale it all out. One more breath here. And as you exhale, let's go back down towards the mat. This time we're going to lay flat against the mat. We're going to lay our legs flat, our arms flat. Go ahead and meet me in resting pose. Go ahead and slow down your heart rate. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale with me. And exhale it all out. Let's thank ourselves for our practice today. Thank your body, thank your mind, thank your spirit, thank the space that you're in right now. So I am thankful and I'm grateful. I'm thankful for this practice, thankful for this day. I'm thankful and grateful. And we can also take a couple breaths of silence here so you guys can set your intentions for today. Take one more breath here. And y'all, if y'all wondering why I got one leg up like this, it's just because I feel comfortable like this. You guys can have both legs flat. I just found to have this one leg up more comfortable for me right now. So I'm going to take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's take one more deep breath here. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and hug our knees into our chest here. Hug your arms around your legs. Squeeze them in nice and tight. Inhale. And exhale it all out. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and roll over towards your side. Use your palm to push the ground away to sit back up into a seated position. Let me go ahead and open my eyes now. And sit in my crisscross applesauce position. Alrighty guys, let's take one more deep breath here. And exhale it out as we close our practice. Alrighty, I hope that practice was good for you. I hope your body felt warmed up and I hope you felt burned. The core exercises, the arm exercises, all that. I hope it did everything it needed to do for y'all. And if you guys were struggling with your little crow poses and all that stuff, I'm gonna make more videos, more tips and tricks on how to stay up in your arm balancing positions. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and all of that. And I will catch you guys tomorrow for day 41 of our 60-day discipline challenge. Today we did arm balance flow. Yesterday we just did a balance flow. Tomorrow, I'm not for sure what type of flow we'll be doing, but I kind of want to do something new. I've been looking at this position that I've been practicing for a while, and I think I'm ready to do it on live. So who knows, I might do that tomorrow, or we might just do maybe maybe a back routine. I don't think I have a lot of back routines on my channel, so we might do like a back routine, maybe a back bend routine, something like that. Who knows? But just know that we're going live tomorrow. We're doing more yoga, and what type of yoga that is, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. But thank y'all again for watching. Enjoy your day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is right now where you are watching this video. Enjoy yourself to the fullest, and I will catch you guys later. Peace, love y'all. Peace and love. All right, let me put my Crocs on. Let me put my Crocs on because this ground is wet. And I ain't trying to slip. I'm not trying to slip and fall out here. So I have done it before. But anyway, catch y'all later. Peace and love.